How you doing? To conclude phase 4 of FlatIron School's software engineering program, I chose to build a functional, low-level version of Twitter with a Rails API backend and a React frontend. Throughout this project, I cover how to allow users to create accounts, how to securely store users' credentials in your database, how to allow a user to log in if they have already created an account, and how to add what is necessary to make this fully functional. Assuming that is a user's first time on the platform, they are considered an unauthenticated user by default until they successfully sign up or log in. Logically, we are limiting the access of unauthenticated users to the sign up page and the login page. For a user to successfully sign up, they must provide a unique username, a password of the appropriate length, a matching password, a display name, and optionally a profile picture and bio. If the user succeeds in meeting these requirements, we make a post request to the users table in our database and create a new user with the information provided. The user is then routed to feed, where their user ID is stored in the session that was created upon sign up, and the user gains access to the entire platform. If the user does not successfully meet these requirements, an error is displayed and they are asked to try again. Upon a user signing up, we cannot store the password value provided in plain text within our database for security purposes. We must instead use the bcrypt gem to store this password securely, which runs a one-way hash to make this value unreadable and unable to be reverted back to the original state. If the user has already created an account and is returning to the platform, they would instead attempt to sign in by providing their username and password. Here, we're checking if the username provided exists within our database and if the password provided matches the password stored for the user's account. If they do, the user is successfully authenticated and is routed to feed, where they gain access to the platform and their user ID is stored in the newly created session. The reason for storing a user's ID in the session that is created upon authentication is so that we have the ability to tie all actions taken by the user to their account, and so we can differentiate between users on our platform. Just to run through the navigation here quickly. The first page is home, where a user can view their feed consisting of posts created by the users they follow or create a new tweet. When creating a new tweet, the user has the choice to post only text and an image, or a user can optionally provide the location as well. Upon a user clicking the tweet button, we send a post request to our tweets table in our database with the values provided. This is then immediately displayed within their feed and is viewable by all users who follow the logged in user. We also provide users the ability to edit or delete a tweet they created, but we must first verify that the tweet actually does belong to them. Logically, we have our backend set up in a way where a tweet must belong to a user, and the tweet belongs to the user whose ID is stored in the session when the tweet was created. If the user's ID is the same as the user's ID who created the tweet, then we display the delete icon and the edit option. To edit a tweet, we send a patch request to our backend with the updated value for the tweet when the user clicks save. To delete a tweet, we send a delete request to our backend with the ID of the tweet that we were trying to remove. Within the user's feed is also the tweets that are created by those users that the logged in user follows. A logged in user can like, retweet, or comment on any post, regardless if they created it or not. If the user clicks on Explore, they are routed to the Explore page and are displayed featured content in the middle section. They are then displayed a list of users they might know or want to follow in the right section beneath the search bar. If the user clicks notifications within the sidebar, they are routed to notifications and are displayed all notifications pertaining to their account. For instance, if another user likes a tweet of theirs, retweets a tweet of theirs, comments on a tweet of theirs, or follows them, a notification is created and displayed here. If the user clicks messages within the sidebar, they are routed to messages. They initially have no messages to start and would have to click create new message and find the user they want to chat with by searching for their username. If the user clicks bookmarks within the sidebar, they are routed to bookmarks. They initially have no bookmarks added, but if they were to add them, this is where they would be displayed. If the user clicks lists within the sidebar, they are routed to lists. Here, the user can view popular lists and explore more if they choose to. If user clicks profile within the sidebar, they are routed to their own profile. Upon being routed to profile, the user can view a list of all the users that they are currently following, as well as the list of the users who are currently following them. The user's profile also contains a personalized feed of just their tweets, media, or likes, and a user can edit or delete any previous post from here as well. A user can also tweet via the sidebar by clicking on the button, which will result in a modal being displayed containing the tweet box that is used to create a new tweet in the same way they would if they were to do so from the feed route itself. Testing 3. Lastly, the user can click the logout button from within the sidebar, which results in the session that was created when they were successfully authenticated being destroyed. This logs the user out and restricts the access they have once again to only log in and sign up until they successfully authenticate themselves again. In conclusion, the goal of this project was to apply what was taught throughout the software engineering program up to this point to create a functional, low-level version of Twitter and successfully meet the project requirements. The requirements were to, 1, use a Rails API backend with a React front end. 2, have at least 2 models with a one-to-many relationship on the back end with full CRUD actions for at least 1. 3, have at least 2 different client-side routes using React Router. 4, implement authentication and authorization and optionally include password protection. We covered how to allow users to create accounts, how to securely store users' credentials in your database, how to allow users to log in if they have already created an account, and how to add what is necessary to make this fully functional. And this concludes the project walkthrough for phase 4.